Hello there guys, welcome back to another video. It's the Scorer here, and today I'm here to talk about a really cool game concept for Mario Kart. So Super Mario Maker was a very cool concept for a series of games where you get to build your own Mario levels and different Mario game styles, add different things, enemies and more. And hear me out, in 3 words I thought of Mario Kart Maker. Now you may be wondering, don't be crazy, Nintendo would never do this. But what if they did? What if Nintendo were to come out with a Mario Kart Maker before Super Mario Maker 3? Or maybe Mario Kart Maker could be Super Mario Maker 3. So today I'm going to be designing my concept for a Mario Kart Maker game, because I think this is really cool. And it'd be a really cool game where you could build your own Mario Kart courses, have all enemies going around, and have rocks, trees, bushes, flowers and all that. And I think it'd be really cool to see. So anyways, let's get into the concept. So first off, we are of course going to be starting off by talking about the styles for the courses and what games they will be based off of. And I think this is a very good selection. You'd have a style for Super Mario Kart, which would basically be your Super Mario Bros. 1 style. Mario Kart Super Circuit, which would basically be your Super Mario Bros. 3 style. And then you'd have the 3D styles consisting of Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Wii, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now I was originally going to include Mario Kart Double Dash as an extra style, but I don't think Nintendo could get that to work due to there being 2 drivers in a kart, 1 massive kart, and I don't think Nintendo would be able to get that to work like the other styles. So that's why I left Double Dash out, but I feel like this is a good selection of styles that you'll be able to use for your courses. But of course we need themes for our courses, because obviously that's what makes the courses unique. So let's get into the themes. Now the first theme that you would have is obviously your basic circuit track, which would be pretty basic in style and theme and look. But this is just a basic starter similar to Mario Circuit 3 and other Mario circuits across the Mario Kart series. Then the next theme that you would have is your sky theme, which would be similar to tracks like Airship Fortress, Cloudtop Cruise and Sky Garden. And this could have a lot of nice aesthetics like bouncy mushrooms, bushes and flowers everywhere, and just tons of airships in the back, which I think would be very cool and a really cool aesthetic for your course. Then you'd have a theme for snow, which would basically be a snow track, and you could have snowmen everywhere, waddly penguins waddling everywhere, icy roads which would make you slip and slide around, and just tons and tons of different things that make a snow level. And I think this would be a really cool style as well. You'd have your desert theme, which would be similar to that of Dry Ruins, Dry Desert of course, and other things such as Dry Dunes and Yoshi Desert. This would be really cool, where you could race in the baking hot sun in your course and have all sorts of things like sphinxes, pyramids, arrows, pokies and more, and I think this would be really cool. You'd have your underwater theme, where you could race along a pier and then jump down into the water. However, most of the course would be in the water, but you'd have a decision to make the road go up out of the water for a short period of time before going back into the water. But at least less of the course will be above ground, and most of it will be in the water, if not all of it. So that's something to take from here, similar to this track like Cheep Lagoon and Wario's Galleon and more. There would be a haunted house theme, where you could race around the haunted house, and there'd be all tables, bookshelves, booze, ghosts and more floating around, which I think would be really cool and would be very similar to that of Twisted Mansion, Luigi's Mansion and Boo Lake and Ghost Valley and Broken Pier. Every good maker and builder game based off the Mario franchise has to have a Bowser's Castle theme, and you could have flamethrowers, wrecking balls and even Bowser statues that breathe fire. And then of course, since this is a Mario Kart Maker game we're talking about, we have to have a Rainbow Road theme. It's the most iconic course in the series, and it would be an absolute crime to not have a Rainbow Road theme. But now we're going to get into enemies, as these are the obstacles that will appear on your courses when you build your courses, and there are a lot of really cool obstacles and enemies that I had in mind. You'd have your basic Goombas, which would walk around the course and try to block you. You would have your paratroopers, which would fly around the course, and you could maybe have them on the road, and you'd have to try and dodge them. The Pokies, which would bend over when you come near them, and you'd have to avoid them, otherwise you'll get struck and lose coins. And then you'd have your Womps as well, which could maybe fall down, similar to that of Berlin Byways. Monty Moles, which would dig their ways through the ground, and maybe you could draw out a path for where you want the Monty Moles to go on the course and have a set timer. Piranha Plants, which would try and reach you and chew you up, which I think would be really cool. And of course Chain Chomps, which would come out on a chain and of course try and hit you, which I think would be really cool, and is a cool selection of enemies. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for today's video and concept on my concept for a Mario Kart Maker game. Anyway guys, what do you guys think of this video? What would your Mario Kart Maker game look like? What would you want to put in this game? And do you think Nintendo will ever make a Mario Kart Maker? Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!